Hello! Hello, Internet! I'm HamsterBomb, and you are back for some more, what is this again? I Ask Hamster! Anyway, let's just get on with it. Which came first, the Pokemon or the egg? Well, eggs didn't come out until Generation 2, so I'm assuming it has to be the Pokemon. But even if you're going into the later generations, don't you need Pokemon to create the egg anyway? I understand the whole chicken and the egg thing, but still, Pokemon come from the wild where they just kind of poof, spawn, you know, they don't need to like come out of eggs all the time like, you know, actual things do, so still, I'm gonna stick with my generation thing, you know, they didn't show up till Gen 2, Pokemon were in Gen 1, therefore, Pokemon came first. Take it from me, Alex, you would love Undertale. Yeah, I probably would, I never said that I wouldn't. The thing is though, it's like, kind of too old for me to be playing it and it would be like considered new and interesting, and it's not old enough to be considered like a classic thing, so YouTube wise it's not a really good idea to play it like right now. And aside from that fact, I'm not saying that I wouldn't like it, it's just aside from those YouTube issues like I just said, I don't even really have the time to implement it. I have other series that I'm about to do on the channel, and there's a whole lot of stuff I'm planning on doing that I know you guys want to see before that, which is why I haven't done it yet. Please do a Let's Play on a mother game. Okay, this is a kind of similar question to the last one of people who asked me to do certain kind of Let's Plays, and that's really asking a whole lot of my time to do stuff like that. I mean, I really want to do what you guys want to see, but the thing is, like, there's only one of me, and I'm the only one editing here, and uploading and making the thumbnails and everything. It takes a very long time, so it's asking a ton of work out of me to make like a whole Let's Play that I know one person wants to see. You know, I gotta figure out what does everybody want to see, and then I try and work on that stuff. And even still, I have several other Let's Plays that I am working on for the channel coming very, very soon. And because of that, like, whenever I have a point where, you know, maybe a bunch of series start ending at once, then I might ask you guys, like in polls or something, like, what do you guys want me to play now? So, I will take your guys' advice on what Let's Plays to do later, but at the moment, you got some new stuff coming soon. Is it just me, or is your sync a bit off at some points? Can't blame you, you're busy. Well, it's actually not me that you need to blame there, it's YouTube. YouTube messes up my videos sometimes, it's just from when you're uploading. I don't know if it has something to do with my connection, I don't know if it has something to do with how YouTube is processing the videos, but for some reason, very slightly, it will mess up the syncing. And it would even give me a warning sometimes saying, your video might have syncing problems, but it always says that. Like, if you go online, like, you'll find YouTube says that to everybody. And I'm pretty sure it's just a thing wrong with YouTube's encoding and the processing of your video, which is nice to know that even though you can do everything perfectly fine, before you upload it, it'll get screwed up there. Like the video, I got so mad about this one messing up. My over 9,000 video I made when we actually hit 9,000 subscribers, made a silly animation of the Dragon Ball Z sketch, and that video worked perfectly fine on my computer, still does. Uploaded to YouTube, it looks horrible. The frame rate and everything is all goofed, things show up at the wrong time, it's all visual. Audio-wise, it sounds right, but the video, like, it's so messed up. I'm like, great, I mean, I didn't know it did that, and now it's too late to fix it because, you know, it's not 9,000 anymore, you know, the joke's over. I'm like, great, well, it's nice to know that sometimes YouTube goofs my stuff, and I can't go back and watch something again as I edit it, and then after I am done editing it, making sure that it rendered properly, and then after it is on YouTube. Like, how many times do I have to keep watching them like, don't screw up again? I'm sorry about your fur baby. Yeah, I've heard her, and she's been a few videos at the start. Actually, the puppy you heard was Micah. She's the other Samoyed that we had soon after Coda back there. And Micah, yeah, you hear her all the time. If you hear barking, she has the loudest bark I've ever heard of any dog. And I love dogs, I spend a lot of times with dogs if I can. She's the loudest dog I've ever heard in my life. It's ridiculous, like ear-splitting, it's ridiculous. But yeah, if she starts barking, you hear her. But in some very old videos, she does appear. I was like playing with her as I was shiny hunting because I had to watch her when she was like a newborn puppy. So, yes, she is in some very old shiny Pokemon hunts if you guys want to check it out. I am currently trying to get the Q-Charm glitch on my Pearl and Heart Gold game, whichever gets the glitch first. Do you have any advice? I have watched all your Q-Charm videos and the tutorial video. The only advice I can really give you at that point is you just gotta be patient with it. You just have to continuously keep trying over and over again, and once you get a method that works for you, just like watch something. This is my advice for any shiny hunting in general. Watch something on YouTube, spend your time doing something else that doesn't require your hands, and just work on the resets with your hands, make it a muscle memory thing, and just keep going. Forget about like what you're doing so much and only pay attention when you absolutely have to. And that's gonna make the time fly by, and that's really the only way to make that any easier is to just try and take yourself away from it, except for the instant that it matters. So my question is, what Monster Hunter quest, any game that should have been simple, gave you the most trouble? For me, it was the high rank quest Dragon Attack in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. I had to wait until I got G rank armor to complete it. For quests that should have been simple, I typically, if you saw my Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate series, I don't think there were any quests where I had to go back with like a whole rank's armor up to go back and beat it at all. But in Monster Hunter Tri, the first Monster Hunter I ever played, I did have a lot of trouble beating the Uragane the first time. And that was because it was my first Monster Hunter game. I wasn't looking up anything online, very stupidly, and I wasn't really paying attention so much to like elements. I didn't even understand that part of the game yet, and my best weapon by far was a fire hammer, and I kept trying to kill it with that fire hammer, and it wouldn't work. I knew elements obviously could be like weak or resisted in the game, I understood that, but the thing is, even with, I was thinking, okay, even if you assume that all of the fire damage on this hammer is negated, it still does more damage than this water sword that I have that does less, even if you total it all up. The thing is, what I learned from that experience, even though I tried, 3 times of going overtime trying to kill this Uragane, I still could never do it. I went back just randomly with that sword saying, I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna try this again with this water sword. Kill him in half that time. And when I finally figured out, okay, I get it now. These elements are a really big deal, even though they don't look it. Those numbers aren't right. There's a lot more to it, and that gave me way more trouble than it really should have if I had just grabbed that right sword from the beginning. On a liking spree now, lol! There is no shame in just like spamming through videos of a channel you really like, or mine, any of them, it doesn't matter, and just like going through the playlist as fast as you can and like leaving a like on every single video. Some people do that, and I can see when you do that, and it really, I'm not kidding, it genuinely does help the channel out, because when there is a big spike in likes, which would happen, say on one day you go through like 100 videos of mine. By the way, I have over 1,000. And if you go through like 100 videos of mine and leave likes on like your favorite series or something like that, that means that that series is now going to be promoted and more people can find it now. And that's just how YouTube's algorithm works. If it sees a spike in likes of a certain kind of channel, and it's gonna take like other Pokemon videos that people are watching and put it up in the suggested, and that's how people find it, and that's all powered by you guys. So there is no shame in going on a liking spree. Which is your favorite Eeveelution to date? That's kind of a hard question, because I don't know if it's like for fighting or just because I like how it looks, or maybe types or what it learns. I'm not really sure how to take that, but honestly, man, I don't want to decide between, I think, the 2 biggest fan favorites, but unfortunately that's the ones I'm deciding between, which is Vaporeon and Umbreon in terms of actually playing the game, like fighting and stuff. But if you're saying like favorite Eeveelution, if you would have asked me when I was like 10, the answer would have been Flareon, because that was like, if you guys have heard me talk about my Pokemon card collection before, I had this one card that nobody else in my group of friends had, none of the neighbors had, and it was a foil jungle Flareon card, and that card looks so cool, especially with like the rainbow foil in the background. So I thought that was like so amazing. I had something they didn't, plus the card looked really awesome anyway. So in terms of like looks and stuff, Flareon was always really special in terms of like, how I had something cool that nobody else did. But at the same time, Flareon is probably the worst Eevee evolution in terms of playing the game, so because of that, I never really used it too much, so this is a really hard question to say, but if I really have to pick, I have no idea. I'm not. Even if you can't randomize Pokemon Coliseum, I would love to see you play through it normally. Oh, thank you so much. That's nice to hear that people would actually want to watch me, like, play a Let's Play series of just a generic Pokemon game without me screwing it up. Like Pokemon Moon. Actually, I'm doing that right now. But anyway, I do really appreciate that because, like, I already see 3 people have thumbs up this particular comment. I am going to work as hard as I can to make sure that I can randomize that game. I'm probably going to need your guys' help in terms of doing that. I haven't tried it yet. I don't know if that one you specifically have to, like, actually do on the GameCube or if you do it on, like, a whole ROM system on your PC. Whichever way, I'm gonna do my best to randomize that game. That game is, like, brutally hard already, so I can see why you guys would be excited to watch that anyway. It's not an easy Pokemon game in the least. So, I really want to make sure we randomize it, though. That's gonna be awesome. With the mindset of low-rank Gammoth, I got wrecked in higher rank. Well, damaged and hit a lot. Gammoth's still pretty darn easy. Yeah, after I've gone back and fought Gammoth a few times, he's really a pushover, but I don't think he's nearly as much as a pushover as, like, the Mitsune is, or Astalos, because he's more of like an HP tank, and he just takes forever to kill. And if you have certain parts you need from him, like damaging his trunk, then you're gonna get hit a lot more, you know what I mean? So he's not that bad. I don't really have a problem with him. The biggest problem I've got with Monster Hunter Generations is the HP of monsters, or maybe it's just the attack power of the hunter, is just way off. Monsters should not be dropping in 5 minutes. 20th like Hypoo! Power of the Hypoo! I don't know what a Hypoo is, but we have it, and it's the 20th one! What's your least favorite duel type? Grass Ghost! I clean vacuum cleaners. I am a vacuum cleaner cleaner. I play Let's Plays. I'm a Let's Play player. The only hard parts of MH Gen are some of the advanced village quests, some hyper monsters, deviant monsters, endgame 7-star Hunter's Hub monsters. Well, I mean, that's the only hard parts for veteran players like us, and some people who are playing this for the first time, maybe the whole game was hard. Though, if that's the case, you know, those same players when playing the other Monster Hunters probably would have given up because the game's difficulty was way too high. So we've come to expect a whole lot more out of this series, and I think that's why everyone's so disappointed with it. Hopefully the new expansion that's coming out for Japan, and better get ported to the West, is going to make up for that. Challenge accepted! Kim shall become a Quagsire. Update. I added Kim as Quagsire to the Facebook page, and I'm scared. I don't know if I should call her Quag Kim or Kimsire. Definitely Kimsire. Hey Hamster, I'm a newer subscriber. I just joined not that long ago. I really like your videos. Lately I've been feeling a little down about some stuff, and your videos really help me keep my mind off of stuff, and I just want to say thank you very much. It's really nice for you to tell me that. I'm really glad that I can still be there for people out there who actually, this silly, stupid stuff that I do on the internet really does help some people out there, and I'm really glad that there is, like, so much good that happens from something so silly that I spend my time doing all the time. So really, I am glad that I can be, like, a friend to somebody, you know, who really needs one at the moment, and that's really great. And now for my question. I know you have been asked this at least one time, but what advice would you give someone who is debating on starting to do YouTube videos? The biggest advice I think I can give anybody who wants to start doing this is you just have to do it. You just have to do it right now, and you have to make a schedule for yourself. Just keep making stuff, and eventually once you're in that mindset of constantly making videos, then you'll start to understand what that actually feels like, and if you're okay with that, the rest of it is just fun, it's a blast, and you'll love it. So you have to get over that hurdle, though, of like constantly making content, and don't worry about what other people think about it, because honestly, I never do. I just make whatever I think is fun and what I think that, you know, I would want to like play with my friends or they would find really funny, and then assuming that works, the internet's gonna do whatever it wants to it, you know what I mean? And that doesn't matter. It's not about them, it's about you. Also, how did you record your Monster Hunter Generation videos before you got your capture card? The way I was filming Monster Hunter Generations and all of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which is like in total like over 200 episodes of Monster Hunter, I think, I filmed by actually setting up my camera. I would show you, but I'm actually filming with it at the moment. I set it up in front of my 3DS, and propped my 3DS up. I'm not kidding. I can't show you this because it's actually back here right now. But there's a ton of wires, and I wonder if I'm gonna, you know, mess something up while trying to pull it over here. Oh gosh, there's not quite enough cable, but here. Ooh, there we go, perfect. Okay, this is my speaker for my computer right here. You see this? And all this tape and everything, I had it taped in a certain spot. And this thing on the top, this plastic is holding down or keeping the sticky on this little triangle wedge thing, which is for like holding carpets down. And I would secure the DS by sticking it to that, I'm not kidding. And then the rest of the tape kind of holds the rest of the DS on the sides of it. This thing holds it still, it's kind of propped at an angle, and it was right the angle that I could hold. And then inches in front of that, I'm not kidding, like this far, is where the camera sat. And I basically had to play like this, the whole game like this, for, like I said, about 200 episodes. It wasn't that bad. I mean, I got used to it pretty quickly, but, you know, the capture card, it's so expensive, and thank God that you guys were able to help me with it with a fundraiser for it, but I had to play like that because there was no other option. Capture card was just way too expensive. So, if you want to try making your own YouTube videos, that is definitely a way around it, and I did make a video showing how that was possible. I'll give you guys a link for it right over here, just so you guys can take a look at that if you want to figure out how you can make your own kind of videos like that. I have 3 questions. 1, will you be my friend? We're not friends already? 2, what is your favorite Sun and Moon shiny? That's kind of hard to say, but I kind of think we hit it hard with Papaya. 3, what is your favorite fossil Pokemon? That's a hard question, but I'm gonna throw a wild card out here and say Credilli. Bonus comment, you're super cool, and I really hope your channel kicks off way more than it does. You're super cool, and you have fun with your games, Dash a Fan. Thanks, Dash a Fan. We love you, man. I'm one of the second batch, part of the 2K subscribers. HamsterBomb soldier with a power level above 9,000 power to the hamster. It's over 9,000, see Heil. Coliseum in Gale of Darkness! When you finish, if you do, oh, thanks for the faith that you have in me already. Coliseum, would you also do a Gale of Darkness? I am currently working on beating XD, and then soft resetting for Shiny Shuckle, Duking Trade. Okay, if I get Pokemon Randomizer Coliseum to work, yeah, I'm gonna finish it. I mean, do you think I'm not gonna finish? I have to get in like a horrible car accident or something to not finish it, because like I said before, I'm playing this for me, so even if there was like no views, I don't really care. I'm gonna keep going anyway. And I bring up that mentality. I don't want to stop and interrupt your question. I will get back to it. But the reason I say stuff like that is because I did my original Pokemon Randomizer on my channel and got almost no views per upload. I got about somewhere between 10 to 50 every time I uploaded, and that would take about like 5 days to even get that. And after about a year of it sitting up there, all of a sudden it really started filtering around and getting more popular. The first one. And that one, I mean, like, I was like, man, I didn't do that well back then. I'm like, oh, it gives me the cringies. But, I mean, still, if you have faith in what you're doing and you really like it, eventually the right people will find it, and that's all that really matters. So, it's not like it's like a financial thing of what I'm saying at all. It's absolutely not. It, believe me, this doesn't make any money. But still, playing Coliseum, I will finish it through to the end because I want to do it, and that is the reason why you want to do this stuff. So, anyway, that out of the way. I have no idea what I'm gonna do after Pokemon Coliseum Randomizer, if I even get that working, because I'm still working on the Diamond Randomizer, Eeveelution Randomizer. We're still playing that. And I'm not gonna try and plan too far ahead, because if I do that, then I'm gonna lose the interest already in the series that I'm already playing, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try and stick with that. Plus, I've never actually played Gale of Darkness. Is XD Gale of Darkness? I don't remember if it was 2 different games or that's the same thing, but either way, I've only played Coliseum on the GameCube, and aside from that, I played every other DS Pokemon game, and, you know, Game Boy Advance, and obviously the original Game Boy Color, and stuff like that. So, I don't know, is my long-winded answer. I don't know. Hey Alex, it's been a few months. I've been so fed up with high school that I haven't been able to comment in your videos. Don't worry, I've still been keeping up while doing homework. But anyway, question time, alright? So first, I was watching old Ocarina Hero videos, oh god, and one of the videos was your suggestions for what you could do with the channel. One of them was album reviews. I could tell this was your emo stage. Oh god. And it got me wondering, what kind of music do you listen to nowadays? And when you're done with the whole Metal Gear series, could you possibly consider playing the Final Fantasy or Zelda series? Music question, I make videos all day, every day, and that requires headphones on my ears, and I'm either playing a game and listening to the game, or I'm editing and listening back to what I just said, or trying to time up music and stuff like that. And if that's not the case, then I'm rendering and editing things, and I'm like watching things back. I never have time, my ears never have time for music anymore at all. And aside from that, like, I don't even have time to like look for any. So I wish I had time to, but I unfortunately just don't. And after Metal Gear, I am leaving that totally open. I want to not even pick until I am done with Metal Gear 5, deciding what I want to play after that on the channel. Though, I can tell you for sure, I'm not gonna play Final Fantasy series. It's way too freaking much. Aside from the fact that I have played some, and I personally, don't get mad, I personally just don't like them that much. I think they were kind of overrated. But the Zelda series, I grew up playing Zelda. It's like one of the biggest franchises in my like life. It's so important to me, even though it's so painful watching how they're ruining the series with the new stuff that they're coming out with. But still, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna leave it at that, saying I'm gonna put it up in the air. Maybe I'll just have a poll one day saying, hey guys, what do you want me to play? And I'll let you guys pick for me. Hamster, some questions for you. 1. If you could make a perfect hybrid between Monster Hunter and Pokemon, how would it be? You know, it'd be pretty awesome if you were like a traveling Pokemon trainer and you had to hunt down monsters in Monster Hunter while actually playing as the Pokemon you sent out onto like the battle or something like that. And you'd have to like retreat them and switch out for other ones as you were getting winded and stuff. You know, that would be really, really awesome. You know, fighting as Pokemon, kind of like how Super Smash Bros. Dealt with it, where they have a stamina meter instead of like a health bar. Well, okay, probably in addition to a health bar, because if you run out and get a Pokemon fainted, that should probably count as a cart. But, you know, if you have like a stamina meter, it will kind of force you to keep switching Pokemon on you, which drove everyone crazy in Smash Bros. Brawl when that happened, because they were like, I want to play as Charizard. I don't like Ivysaur, and Squirtle's okay, but I want to play as Charizard, you know? But still, it would kind of force you to come up with like a team, you know, keep playing with different Pokemon. That would be amazing. If Monster Hunter Frontier Z is somehow released to the West, would you play it? Released, you mean? Even if we somehow got Monster Hunter Frontier, no, I would not play that. The game looks so ridiculous. I'm scared it would actually ruin my love for Monster Hunter. It's that weird. What do you hate the most? Cats or spiders? Well, according to the Monster Hunter montage that Kim just came up with, I actually said spiders. And honestly, I'd rather be in a room full of cats than in a room full of spiders. I actually think I hate spiders more than I hate cats. Do you like the new shiny hunting method in Sun and Moon? I mean, I like the fact that you can kind of pick what Pokemon you want to like keep calling. I really like that aspect of the game anyway. I like a wild Pokemon can call for help and you have to keep dealing with its help as it's there. Though there's still some aspects of it that just kind of make it irritating, you know, and just kind of long-winded. Though it's still really cool that we get, you know, really good odds at really great high IV shiny Pokemon, but there's still some Pokemon that you just can't even do with this method anyway. So I'm like, why did they add it if they didn't want to like really add it? You know what I mean? There's Pokemon like, was it Wimpod, Oranguru, Minior, a lot of Pokemon who can't even call for help. So I'm like, why did you add it in the game if you don't want us to utilize it? You know what I mean? Plus, it's obviously not useful on lots of different Pokemon, you know, like the starters and things like that. Pokemon that people really, really, really are going to want to watch, or I'm sorry, shiny hunt. And, you know, because of that, like, sure, it's just adequate, but don't take out all the other shiny hunting methods, you know, and just give it this one. I think that's the only thing that I find kind of weird about it. But still, all that aside, it's really not that hard to do, and it's, you know, pretty nice getting a really powerful shiny in not too much time, so can't complain. Will you drink me? Why or why not? I just want to comment about all the people who say stuff like this on the channel, not just to me, to other subscribers. People will make their YouTube name, like, in this case, Windex. There's also bleach and, you know, very dangerous stuff to drink. And they comment to someone that they really hate or are annoyed with, and they say, oh, why don't you drink me? Well, okay, you don't know who you're actually talking to sometimes, you know what I mean? And, like, you wouldn't say that to somebody in reality don't do it here. It's not funny. You don't know who you're talking to, and you might actually get somebody seriously hurt if you did that. You're probably thinking I'm nuts, but that's not, like, far beyond the truth. People will do, you don't know who you're talking to. Maybe someone is not there making a rational decision, and they do that, and they get really sick and sent to the hospital, and it's your fault. Cut it out. Seriously, it's not funny. I'm really close to just, like, stop it, like, considering these people reporting as spam and getting rid of them off the channel, because it's that, not just unfunny, it's not even funny, it's that, it's like, it's putting other people at risk because you don't know who you're talking to. Seriously, cut it out. Will this question be on Ask Hamster 10? I can't deny the possibility. How to trick an idiot. Read more. It's funny. Oh, it's great because it's not a hyperlink to read more, so he actually typed that. So, like, everyone else is, like, clicking on read more, and there's nothing there. That really bothers me, too. Like, everyone thinks it's so funny, like, to hold enter down for, like, 10 lines, so YouTube has to read more so they have a second comment. Like, if people, so many people are doing that, maybe there's something wrong with how YouTube comments work in the first place. But anyway, still. Oh, it's funny. No better way to relax on a cold Sunday afternoon than Hamster's new video with tomato soup and grilled cheese. That's right, everybody, I go delicious with a grilled cheese sandwich. Does anyone want to tell him there was a teleport panel on the right of Fantina? What Pokemon would you hate to exist? If you read the Dex entries, there's a lot of Pokemon that are, like, really, really worrisome that I would, like, never want to actually exist, like, Haunter, Gengar, the ghosts that would actually, like, legitimately kill you. There's a lot of them. Beware is pretty frightening, too. Things like Onix, Diglett, even, or Magnemite. If you just read the Dex entries, you'd be like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. That's all the questions we have for this time. So if you want to have me read your comment in the next Ask Hamster, leave it down in the comments section below. But I have a surprise announcement for you guys who decided to, watch through the entire Ask Hamster, because it's people like you who are, like, really involved in the channel anyway, who are wanting to stick through videos where you just have me generically answering questions about random things on the channel. So I'm giving you guys some new information about one of those new Let's Plays that is coming on the channel very, 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 very soon. I actually have schedules, I'm gonna grab one of them right here so I can show you guys, where I just write new videos that go up on certain days. And there's a certain one that's going to launch in, let's see, the first Saturday and then every following Saturday of the 1st of January. As soon as 2016 happens, we're going to be getting a brand new Let's Play series of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. It's already launching early. I know you guys were worried that it was gonna happen at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. I can assure you now, as to everything that I've gone through in Peace Walker, it has nothing to do with Metal Gear Solid 4. Don't worry about it at all. There's no, like, cross spoilers or anything. You can actually play them both at the same time, as you guys have recommended. So we're actually going to start playing Peace Walker at the same time, and don't worry about Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 is going to stay on the same schedule until it ends, and then Peace Walker is going to pick that up. So we're going to have Metal Gear Solid 4 Mondays and Saturdays still, just like we always have, except on Saturday we're also now going to get an episode of Peace Walker every single Saturday starting January 7th of 2017. That's going to run till the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, like I said, and then Peace Walker is going to pick up on both days until we hit the end of Peace Walker. Holy cow, and then we can start Metal Gear Solid 5. That is going to be amazing. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys like a little, surprise thing. You didn't even click on this video for that, but I just wanted to let you guys know, because on the channel's schedule page, at the moment it just says coming soon for Peace Walker. And I know a lot of you guys were like, what does coming soon mean? I want to know what that means. Well, now you finally know, because it's finally scheduled and it's ready to go. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye. Say goodbye, Rowlet. The video's over. Why are you still here?